Assalamualaikum dan hi. Today we are going to explain our assignment about drug abuse case in Malaysia by state from 2019 to 2020. From this assignment, our objective is to find the mean variance and standard deviation of drug abuse case in Malaysia from 2019 to 2020. Second, to test the variance of the drug abuse case in Malaysia from 2019 to 2020. And lastly, to compare the mean of drug abuse case for each year using ANOVA. Next, for population and sample. This drug abuse sample was taken from National Anti-Drug Agency. The sample was drawn from 2016 to 2020 that represented the data of people that involved in drugs abuse case from various states in Malaysia. And as you can see here, the data is shown here. Next, the significance of study. Analyzing drug abuse rates across different regions and demographic provides a comprehensive understanding of the geographical distribution of the issue. The study can help in tailoring intervention to address the unique challenges faced by specific communities. Different racial and ethnic groups may experience distinct socioeconomic conditions, cultural influence, and accessibility to drugs, all of which can contribute to varying rates of drug abuse. Thus, this also can spread the awareness about drug abuse to the public.
Hi, it's me Lukman, and in this section we are going to find the mean variance and standard deviation of drug abuse case in Malaysia from 2019 to 2020. For 2019, we are going to use the formula X bar equal to summation of X over N to find our mean. And after we put the data and we get the answer is 3243.063 for our mean. And for our variance, we are going to use the formula S squared equal to summation of S minus S bar to the power of 2 divided by N minus 1. And we get the answer for our variance is 4486209.929. Then we are going to square root our variance to get the standard deviation. After we square root it, we get the 2118.067 as our standard deviation. Now we are going to find the mean variance and standard deviation for drug abuse case on to 2020. As we know, the formula for mean is given that X bar equal to summation of X over N, and we get the answer. The value of answer is 2560.875 for our mean for drug abuse case on 2020, and for our variance that we need to use the formula summation of X minus X bar square over N minus 1, we get the answer is 275,909.8.117. Then we square root the answer to get the standard deviation value, which is we got the answer is 1661.053. And now my friend already used the Microsoft Excel to prove that our answer is accurate, and there it's also there, then the answer is same as we did just now.
To test the variance of the drug abuse case in Malaysia from 2019 to 2020, we use the hypothesis test for the population variance. Firstly, for step 1, state the hypothesis and identify the claim. So here we will test the H null, that sigma squared 1 is equal to sigma squared 2, and for H1, sigma squared 1 is not equal to sigma squared 2. Step 2, find the critical value. We will use the 0.005 table since alpha is equal to 0.01, and this is a two-tailed test, so we will get both of the degree of freedoms is 15, so the critical value we get is 3.69. Next, for step 3, we will compute the test value. We will use the formula F is equal to variance 1 divided by variance 2. So 4.486 exponent 6 divided by 2.759 exponent 6. So we will get 1.626. Step 4, make a decision. So we do not reject the null hypothesis since the 1.626 is less than 3.69. And lastly, for step 5, make a summarize. So there is no enough evidence to support the claim that the variance of the drug abuse case in Malaysia on 2019 and 2020 is different.
Hello, my name is Aaron and I'm here to compare the mean of drug abuse case using ANOVA. So firstly, we have added one more year to the data. This is to allow the use of ANOVA method. So step number one, we need to state the null and alternative hypothesis. So the H null, the means of the number of cases of drug abuse by age between the 3 years are the same. But the alternative hypothesis is the means of the number of cases of drug abuse by age between the 3 years are not the same. So we move on to step 2, which is select the distribution to use. So because we are comparing the means for 3 normally distributed populations, we have used F distribution test. So moving on to the next step, which is step 3, which is to determine the rejection region and non-rejection region. So we know that on the left is do not reject the H null, and on the right is we reject H null. So at the significant levels of 1%, so we know that the degree of freedom of the numerator, which is k minus 1, equals to 4 minus 1, which is equals to 3, and the degree of freedom of the denominator is n minus k, which is 12 minus 4, which is equals to 8. And from there, we convert everything and put inside the ANOVA table, which is easy to review. And from there, we can draw the conclusion, which is step 5. The conclusion is, because the value of the test statistic F equals to 334.976905 is more than the critical value of F equals to 7.5910, it falls in the rejection region. Thus, the null hypothesis is rejected and concluded that all 3 means are not the same. As proof of my calculation, my friends have already proved the calculation using Excel as shown up there. And there you have it. That's all for me. Thank you.
In conclusion, this study analyzed data sample of drug abuse cases in Malaysia by state from 2019 to 2020. Microsoft Excel is a software that has been used to analyze all the data we got from the National Anti-Drug Agency website. First of all, our first objective is to estimate the mean, variance, and standard deviation of drug abuse case per case. We use the ungrouped data for sample formula by using manual calculation and analyze using Microsoft Excel. After calculation, we got the answer. The value of mean for the drug abuse on 2019 is 3,243.0625, and for 2020 is 2,560.875. For variance in 2019 is 4,486,209.929, and in 2020 is 2,759,098.117. Finally, for standard deviation in 2019 is 2,118.0675, and in 2020 is 1,661.0533. After that, we use hypothesis test for population variance to test the variance of the drug abuse case in Malaysia from 2019 to 2020. Then, we found out that there is no evidence to support the claim that the variance of the drug abuse case in Malaysia on 2019 and 2020 is different, since we do not reject the null hypothesis. Lastly, we use the analysis of variance, which is ANOVA test, to compare the mean of drug abuse case for each year. We also reject the null hypothesis and conclude that all 3 means are different because it falls in the rejection region.